Hey, what's happening, guys? My name is Shannon Stone, and I am with A50 Firemen here in the Panhandle. I am coming up your way. If you happen to live in Ohio, in the Columbus, Dayton, Troy, Ohio area, I'm going to be up your way in late October. Helping Brothers is kind enough to host me and bring me up and to share with you a class that hopefully you can get something out of. So what I want to do is I want to just take a few minutes of your time and kind of give you an overview of what to expect if you plan on coming to the class, and then maybe if you're tossing around the idea of coming, maybe after watching this video you'll want to come hang out with us, because I look forward to learning from you as well. Well, the class is called Nuggets from the Right Seat, Experience-Driven Advice, and it's primarily designed for the company officer level. However, it's a class that certainly transcends all ranks, and we talk about a lot of leadership traits that, well, to put it completely bluntly, is they just don't teach us in the fire service, and we lack big time on how to deal with people in leadership classes. And this class is kind of catered to, well, it is exactly catered towards that. And I like to tell people the class is derived from failure. And what I mean is I spent 9 years as a captain on a truck company. For the most of the 9 years I was assigned as a captain on a pretty busy truck company that's seen a wide variety of calls here in the Panhandle. And I can tell you, I learned more from failure than I did from success. And out of those failures, we've taken a lot of common practices that actually work. And not only that, but I travel around a lot as a student, as an instructor, so I reach out to people all the time. So this class is kind of a compilation of everything dealing with company officer stuff. So real quick, let me tell you what to expect if you're going to come. We're going to talk about followership and the importance of followership and the importance that you have as a company officer, as a leader, to develop those courageous followers. Those courageous followers will be your future leaders, and they are the backbone of the company. So we're going to talk about that a little bit. We're going to talk about a thing that I call the 3 conditions of influence. Now, there's tons of ways to influence your firefighters, but I found 3 common ones that work, and they work really well. We're going to go over those, and I'm going to give you steps on how to implement them. We're going to talk about leadership nuggets. There's tons of just nuggets. I mean, just stuff I'm going to throw at you that hopefully you can take and use, and maybe some stuff that you can't, but that's okay. You can cash it out and move to the next thing. But we're going to give you a bunch of just bits and pieces of advice of how to lead your firefighters into combat. We're going to talk about a thing called the Beatitudes. It's 10 basic attitudes that if you constantly keep it on the forefront of you and your men, that'll keep you on the right track. We're going to talk about a thing called building platforms. How many of you guys have had anybody that sat down with you and said, hey, listen, let me tell you how to deal with the boss above you. Let me tell you how to deal with that district or that battalion chief. Or better yet, let me tell you how to deal with the oncoming or the oncoming lieutenants or the captains, right? Because I know there's never any disagreements between, different companies and different officers. So we're going to talk about how you build those communication platforms. Without those communication platforms, everything else is kind of irrelevant as far as moving forward to the next level. We're going to talk about something that I firmly believe in. It's called the 4 levels of expectation. I start 3, but it's actually 4 levels of expectations. These things are huge in my book. You want someone to succeed, you tell them what you expect, you provide them the coaching, the training, and the teaching, and they will by far exceed your expectations every time. So we're going to talk about what I call the 4 levels of expectations. They go from your bosses all the way down to your firefighters and how to implement those expectations. We're going to talk about something I call mentoring accountability, and it's something that we don't have enough in the fire service, and that's how to mentor your firefighters and hold them accountable in non-punitive ways. So the point is that you can actually, through mentoring, get them to the place they want to be, so you never even have to get to the point where that you have to actually discipline them. It's called coaching, it's called teaching, it's called bringing them up. It's very much like raising children is what I like to say. So we're going to talk about that. Then here's something else we're going to talk about, the critical link in communication. I can tell you, everything we do is irrelevant if we cannot effectively communicate. And a lot of the hard drivers in the fire service, a lot of the guys and gals that are really into the job, I'll be honest with you, they have a hard time communicating, which sometimes kind of isolates them and really negates a lot of their true talents. So we're going to talk to you about how to effectively communicate. Now we're going to talk to you about how do you make company excellence stick, okay? So if you have a company, you're a company officer and you're striving to get that high-performing company, I'm going to give you some measurable ways and how to get your company there. And then we're going to talk about operational nuggets. Now this class is 8 hours, primarily designed around people and true leadership skills, but we are going to talk about operational nuggets, leadership nuggets, because make no mistake about it, at the end of the day, we have to be good 100% of the time if we expect to affect these successful rescues and these successful outcomes. So to wrap it up quickly, there's a lot more to the class. It's 8 hours. It's to ride from failure. So in other words, we've tried tons of things that didn't work, and through common practices we found that's worked. We've done this class a bunch. I've done it a lot here the last 4 or 5 years, and I've gotten a tremendous amount of response, positive response, not one negative response, and it has absolutely nothing to do with me. To be honest with you, it has to do with the material that's been compiled over years of experience, 24 years of gathering experience, and we want to share it with you. So I think you'll really like it. So listen, October 30th, October 31st, if you happen to be in the Dayton, Troy, Columbus, Ohio, come out to the class. It's very inexpensive. Enjoy some brotherhood, and I look forward to meeting all you guys. And I'll definitely dress a little warmer than what I have here in Florida, so I'm looking forward to some cooler weather. So can't wait to meet you guys. Can't wait to learn from you guys. Nuggets on the right seat. We'll see you in about a month.